Good morning, everyone, and welcome to From Confusion to Conviction. Transform your charter school's enrollment. I'm Mash Bonigala, and I've spent the last 15 years helping charter schools across the country build enrollment systems that actually work. Okay, so this is an introduction video, but this series covers the full enrollment framework. It's a complete system overview. Over the next few weeks, we're going to transform how you think about enrollment. Now, this isn't another kind of marketing strategy or quick fix. This is Enroll, a complete system that the most successful charter schools use to create sustainable and predictable growth. Let me show you what's coming in this series. The first video will be enrollment velocity. In that video, you will learn how to cut your enrollment timeline and bring it down to, from 127 days, for example, to something like the 30s and 40s or 50s. That's a 46% faster conversion rate, which means families choose you before they drift to other options. The video after that is network activation. You will discover how to turn your current families into your most powerful enrollment engine. When activated properly, each family generates 2.3 referrals per year. That's organic growth that costs you nothing. The third video would be retention economics. You will understand the $3,700 truth that keeping one family is worth 3.7 new enrollments. The video after that is operational balance. We'll tackle the enrollment puzzle most schools never solve. How do you manage enrollment flow across all grades? How to avoid the kindergarten bubble and the middle school cliff? The video after that is lifetime value. We will shift your thinking from counting heads to maximizing value. A family isn't just 1 year of tuition. There are 4.2 years of partnership or 9.7 referrals and immeasurable community impact. I will show you how to optimize for the long game. The next video after that is lead quality. That's the final video, and in that I will share how to stop chasing every inquiry and start attracting mission-aligned families. Okay, before we dive in, I want to share something that might shock you. You're losing 30 to 40% of potential families in the first 90 seconds. A while back, I was sitting in a coffee shop in Denver, and I overheard two moms talking. One was asking the other about her daughter's school. The conversation went something like this. So Mom 1 said, "So what's special about Emma's school?" Mom 2 replied, well, they have, good teachers and they really care about the kids. They do project-based something, I think, and there's technology involved somehow. To that, Mom 1 says, that sounds nice, but what makes it different from, let's say, Lincoln Elementary down the street? Mom 2 replies, honestly, I'm not too sure. I just know that Emma likes it there. This mom loves the school. Her daughter is thriving, but she couldn't explain why. And her friend never even looked the school up. Okay, so here is what the research tells us. Parents spend less than 90 seconds on your website before deciding whether to dig deeper or move on. 90 seconds. That's less time than it takes to make a coffee. And if they can't immediately understand what makes you different, what makes you worth the extra effort of applying, worth the drive past the neighborhood school, worth taking a chance on something new, they're gone. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix this. You will have a clear framework for creating what I call conviction clarity, the ability to communicate your unique value so clearly that parents get it, remember it, and share it with others. Okay, so today's agenda. Here is what we're covering today in this video. First, we will diagnose the conviction crisis, why schools struggle to communicate their value, and what it's costing you. Second, I'll walk you through the conviction clarity framework, a proven system for articulating your unique value. Then we will build your conviction statement together. You'll actually create one during this session. And finally, I will show you how to implement this across every touch point in your enrollment journey. What about the takeaways? By the time you leave today, you will have a clear understanding of why families choose or reject your school, a working draft of your conviction statement, an implementation roadmap you can start Monday, templates and tools you can use immediately. But first, let's see where everyone is at. So here is a quick poll, and be honest here, right? The question is, if I asked 5 random staff members from your school what makes your school unique, how many would give me the same answer? Your options are all 5 would nail it, maybe 3 or 4, 2 at best. They would all say something different, or I honestly have no idea. I conducted this poll with over 50 different schools, and the results were shocking. Less than 5% answer the same. If you're like most schools, you're seeing that maybe 2 people would give the same answer. Some of the schools said everyone would say something different. This is exactly why we are here today. The hidden enrollment killer. Now let's dive into part 1, the conviction crisis, the hidden enrollment killer. Great schools are losing hundreds of families, not to competition, but to confusion. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, this is about Riverside Charter Academy. Great school, innovative STEAM program, dedicated teachers, strong test scores. But here's what their analytics showed. 73% of families who visited their website left without taking any action. Nearly 3 out of 4 potential families gone. Not because families simply chose another school, but because families never understood what made Riverside special in the first place. Look at the before and after. Before, they were drowning in education jargon. Their uniqueness was buried on page 4 of their website, and they assumed parents would just get it. And then after, they translated everything into parent language. They led with what made them different right on the homepage, and they made their commitments visible with real numbers and evidence. Now the arrow between these 2 columns, that's the conviction clarity framework in action. And the results prove that it works. 65% increase in tours, 40% increase in applications, 89% enrollment rate. That's nearly 9 out of 10 families saying yes. 3x parent referrals. Okay. All right, next. Here are the warning signs that you might have a conviction crisis. Warning sign 1, the staff alignment gap. When I visit schools, I play a little game. I ask the principal, 3 teachers, the office manager, and a parent volunteer, what makes this school special? I've done this at over 100 schools. You know how many times I've gotten the same answer? Twice. Twice. If your own team can't articulate your unique value consistently, how can you expect parents to understand it? Warning sign number 2, the parent translation problem. Look, we say differentiated instruction. Now parents hear it as, I don't know what that means. Or we say social emotional learning, and parents hear it as is this therapy or school? Or we might say project-based learning. And then parents hear it as, do they actually learn math? We're speaking educator. Parents speak parent. And there's a massive translation gap. All right, we're looking at the 8-second bounce. This is real data from a charter school website. The red areas show where people leave. See that huge red block at 8 seconds? That's hundreds of families who came to learn about the website and left confused. Their bounce rate was 73%. That means 73 out of every 100 people who visited the website left without clicking anything, without learning anything, without applying. All right. Warning sign number 4, the information session spiral. Now, you know this pattern. Parents come to your info session and they ask, so what's your curriculum? Or how is this different from a regular school? Or what do you mean by personalized learning? Or even, will my child be ready for high school? The questions reveal confusion, not curiosity. They're trying to understand the basics, not diving into details. All right, warning sign number 5, generic language syndrome. Look at these phrases. Excellence in education, preparing tomorrow's leaders, where every child matters, nurturing the whole child. Now, if you look at it, could these describe your school? Yes. If you're saying yes, then that means they could describe any school. And when you could be any school, you become no school in the parents' minds. Generic language equals invisible school. You blend into the background noise of education marketing. Parents can't choose what they can't distinguish. All right. Okay, so what is the real cost? Let's do the math. If you're a school trying to enroll 100 new students, you need about 300 interested families. That's a 3:1 ratio. To get 300 interested families, you need 1,000 website visitors, serious website visitors. That's a 30% conversion. But if you're losing 40% at first touch, you now need 1,667 visitors. That's 667 extra families you have to reach just to make up for confusion. Now, what's your cost per family for marketing? $50, $100. Now, multiply that by 667. That's what confusion is costing you every enrollment season. Okay, what is the conviction clarity definition? Well, what exactly is conviction clarity? Conviction clarity is your clear, specific, why us statement expressed in parent language and backed by visible commitments that parents can see, understand, and verify. Okay, let me break this down because every word matters. First component is clear and specific. Okay, look at this. We should not be saying we provide excellent education. We need to be saying we guarantee every child reads at grade level by end of second grade. We should not be saying we focus on the whole child. Instead, we should be saying every student gets 90 minutes of arts, sports, or music daily. Specificity creates belief. Vague creates doubt. All right, component number 2, the why us. Now, this isn't what you do. It's why you're the only ones who do it this way. Now, let me show you the difference. What is, we have small class sizes. The why is we cap classes at 16 because our discussion-based Socratic method only works when every voice is heard every day. See how the second one helps parents understand not just the what, but why it matters. Component number 3, parent language translation. Here's my favorite translation exercise. Take your educational jargon and ask, what does this mean for my Tuesday morning? Now, an educator would say differentiated instruction. If you translate that into parent language, you should be saying your advanced reader gets challenged while your struggling math student gets support in the same classroom. Now, an educator might say social emotional learning curriculum. If you translate that into parent language, you should be saying your child learns to name their feelings, solve conflicts with friends, and bounce back from setbacks. Now, an educator might say competency-based progression. You translate that into parent language, you should be saying your child moves forward when they master the material, not when the calendar says June. Parents don't buy curricula, they buy outcomes for their children. Okay, component number 4, visible commitments. This is where most schools fail. They make promises instead of commitments. Now, promises are, for example, we believe in hands-on learning. A commitment is every classroom has a maker space. Every student builds a portfolio of 20 plus projects annually. A promise could be we support struggling readers. A commitment is any child reading below grade level gets daily 1:1 tutoring until they catch up. Now here is our data for the last 3 years showing 94% success rate. A promise could be we value parent partnership. The commitment could be parents volunteer 2,000 hours monthly. Here is our next parent shift calendar. Would you like to come and participate? Commitments have evidence. Promises have only hope. All right, the complete framework. When you combine all 4 elements, you get something like this. And this is hypothetical. At Discovery Charter, every child becomes a confident problem solver through building real solutions to community challenges. How? Each student completes 4 community projects, impact projects yearly, from designing safe bike routes to creating apps for local businesses. With 3 hours weekly in our professional maker lab and partnerships with 20 plus local organizations, students don't just learn about making a difference. They do it. Last year, our 8th graders' projects impacted over 1,000 community members. See their work at, and then the website. Now, is this clear? Yeah. Is it specific? For sure. Is it in parent language? Absolutely. Visible commitments? You bet. That's conviction clarity. Okay, now it's your turn. Let's build your conviction. I want you to grab a piece of paper or open a document. We're going to build your conviction statement together. Now, don't worry about getting it perfect. This is a working draft. First, I need you to answer these 3 questions. And please, resist the urge to use any educational jargon. Pretend you're explaining this to your neighbor who knows nothing about education. Question number 1. What is the one thing your school does that parents consistently rave about? Now, not what you think they should love. What do they actually talk about at soccer practice? Write that down. You've got 30 seconds. Okay, question number 2. What specific, measurable thing can parents see or verify that proves you deliver on that? Not a test score, something that they can observe. Write that down. Another 30 seconds. Question number 3. What would be missing from a child's life if your school did not exist? What specific opportunity, experience, or outcome would they lose? Write that down. 30 seconds. Okay, great. Now keep those handy. We're going to use them in just a minute. But first, let me show you how this works with a real example. Summit Prep Charter School came to me with this. We provide rigorous academic preparation in a supportive environment with innovative teaching methods. That's generic, right? It could be any school. They were stuck at 60% enrollment, spending heavily on marketing, and parents were confused about what made them special. Here's what we discovered through parent interviews. Parents were raving about their kids doing real internships. Students were getting into colleges with massive scholarships. But none of that was articulated or integrated well into their marketing. So we transformed it. Look at the difference. At Summit Prep, your teen builds a resume before they graduate. Through 3 required professional internships with our 47 business partners, students discover career passions while earning college recommendations from real employers. It's clear, specific parent language, visible commitments with numbers. And the result is that they went from 60% to something like 85 or 90% enrollment. Parents started recruiting for them, and they achieved clear differentiation in their market. The same school, same programs, the only difference is conviction clarity. All right, your conviction builder template. Now let's build yours, right? Look at what you wrote down before, and here is the template to use. At school name, your child, specific outcome parents want through unique method approach, specific measurable commitment with numbers, visible proof parents can see, connect to impact to life impact. All right, I'll give you 3 minutes to draft yours using this template. Pause this video right here. Don't overthink it, just fill in the blanks with what you wrote earlier. Okay, from statement to system. Having a great conviction statement is step 1, but it's worthless if it lives in a document on your computer. We need to implement it everywhere. Let me show you the 90-day roadmap. Days 1 to 30 is the internal alignment phase. So, week 1, leadership alignment. So on Monday, leadership team workshop. Everyone writes what they think makes the school unique. Compare, debate, and align. By Wednesday, draft the conviction statement based on consensus. And by Friday, stress test this with a parent panel. Bring in 3 to 5 current parents to give feedback. Week 2 is staff immersion. On Monday, have an all-staff meeting. Share the conviction statement. On Wednesday, have a department meeting. How does this show up in your department? And on Friday, have some practice sessions. Every staff member practices explaining it. Now here is the key. Every single person who interacts with families need to be able to say your conviction clearly. The office manager, the security guard, the art teacher, everyone. Week 3 is evidence gathering, right? This is crucial. You need to document your visible commitments. Take photos of unique spaces, programs in action, collect specific data and success stories. Create a proof packet that everyone can reference. Week 4 is parent ambassador training. Now, your current parents are your best marketers, but only if they can articulate your value. So, have a parent coffee meeting or session with conviction training. Give them language tools and talking points. Create a simple card that they can hand to friends. All right, days 31 to 60 is the external alignment phase. Week 5 and 6 is website overhaul. Your homepage needs immediate conviction clarity, like The headline should be your conviction statement. The hero image shows your unique differentiation in action. 3 visible commitments with evidence and a clear next step. Is it a tour? Do you want them to apply? Do you want them to call? Okay, week 7 and 8, all touchpoint audit. Every place families encounter, you need conviction clarity, such as email signatures or voicemail messages, tour scripts, application materials, social media bios, even your building signage. Okay, days 61 to 90 is the amplification phase. That's week 9 and 10, story collection. Now that everyone's aligned, stories will emerge. Set up a simple story submission system. Ask, how do you see our conviction in action this week? Share one story daily on social media. Weeks 11 and 12 is community launch. Share one story daily on social media. Weeks 11 and 12 is community launch. Time to go public with clarity. Host a community open house. Create a conviction video with students demonstrating their uniqueness. Launch targeted social media campaigns. Send press releases to local media with specific conviction angles. Okay, avoiding common pitfalls. 3 mistakes schools make. Mistake number 1, committee wordsmithing. Don't let a committee write your statement. Committee writing creates committee language. Safe, boring, unclear. So one person writes, others give feedback. Mistake number 2, internal language. If you use any word that requires explanation, delete it. Constructivist pedagogy may be accurate, but if you say students learn by creating, not memorizing, that actually communicates something. Mistake number 3, changing too fast. Once you launch your conviction, stick with it for at least a full enrollment cycle. Parents need to hear something 7 to 12 times before they can remember it. Consistency creates clarity. All right, 3 actions for Monday, okay? Don't wait. Here are the 3 things you could do Monday morning. Action number 1, the 5% test. Ask 5 different staff members what makes us unique. Document their answers. Share the variance with your leadership team. Action number 2, parent language collection. Send a simple email to 10 parents asking them, how would you describe our school to a friend considering enrollment? Their language is gold. Action number 3, website timer test. Get someone unfamiliar with your school website and have them visit the website. Time how long until they can explain what makes you different. If it's over 30 seconds, you got a lot of work to do. Okay, final thought. Remember this, every confused parent is a lost opportunity, not just for enrollment, but for a child whose life could be transformed by what you offer. You're not just competing for students, you're competing for the chance to make a difference in a child's life. And that chance disappears in 90 seconds if parents don't understand your unique value. Your conviction clarity isn't just about marketing, it's about mission. When parents clearly understand what you offer, the right families find you. And when the right families find you, magic happens. All right. Thank you for spending this time on this session. Now, go create some conviction clarity. Here is a few contact points if you want to get in touch with me. You could email me, or if you want to know more about the charter operating system or enrollment super guide that we have, just visit our website. Or the best way is to get in touch with me on LinkedIn. Connect with me, ping me, DM me a question, and I will be happy to answer. All right, till the next video in this series, take care and keep building.